Okay, welcome everyone to our Tuesday night redox talks. My name is Nicole Dennis and I'm here to share a breakthrough with you that can change your life. ASEA products have really benefited me in a lot of ways, but tonight we're not going to hear about me, we're going to hear about our amazing special guest, Sharon Waters, and Sharon is an absolute powerhouse. Sharon has been Australia's strongest woman and has been successful in many, many things that she has done in her life, and she's had a really amazing experience with the redox products. So she's going to share a little bit about what they have done for her to help her overcome some challenges that she had in her life. Before we get started, I invite you to think about a few questions to get in touch with what you're looking for in your life. Someone's invited you to this call perhaps tonight, perhaps this is the first time that you're learning anything about redox. And just think about, do you have a health challenge or know someone that you care about that has one that needs help? Perhaps you just want to look younger and reduce the visible signs of aging, or you just need more energy to do all of the things that you would love to do. Also, maybe you're an athlete and you're looking to really enhance your athletic performance. We've had a lot of people get great results around that as well. And perhaps you're looking for more time and money and freedom in your life. So to really live well, we need two basic things: a body that does whatever we ask it to do, and enough money to do great things. And ASEA comes in a package that can deliver these things to you. So if your cells could be more efficient, everything else that you do, your exercise, your nutrition, supplementation, what you're eating will be more effective. And this is what we have in ASEA. It's a groundbreaking discovery, and scientists discovered these molecules that are natively produced inside the body that help our cells act like they did when they were younger. It took many, many years of research and development for them to be able to stabilize them and deliver them to people like me and you in products that we can consume and apply. So we're going to hear from our amazing guest now on her redox experience. So thank you very much for being with us tonight, Sharon.
Oh no, thank you. It's an absolute pleasure. I feel very honoured, and I was going to keep my story for a few months more, but I guess there's no time like the present. So thank you for having me on tonight.
Absolutely. And as your story grows, we can get you back on to share the next part of it, right? Because it's
Absolutely.
You see that's the longer you're around ASEA, people's have a breakthrough around something, and then they continue to have breakthroughs around different things. So tell us a little bit about, what life was like and the challenge that you had before you started ASEA and how that was impacting you, Sharon.
Okay, so if I can, I know we've only got half an hour tonight, and I do have a long story most of the time. But at the age of 6, I was diagnosed with severe breathing difficulties, and my whole life was a roller coaster of just trying to breathe. So I had a lot of medication from the age of 6. I was in and out of hospital most of my life. I guess there's some things I'd really like to touch on tonight, especially with, people that have children that have breathing difficulties. So some of the things that I'd like to talk about, I might even go back to my childhood and just mention a few things. But as a young person, you are kind of paralysed as a child, having so many breathing difficulties and in and out of hospital all the time and relying on medication just to take your next breath. But when I was old enough to take control of my health, I let the doctors look after my sickness, and I took control of my health. And I looked into lots of different holistic remedies and all sorts of weird and wonderful things. But and there was definitely things that helped, but I never found anything that actually fixed it or stopped, allowed me to not take any medication. So I started bodybuilding. The epitome of strength for me was those wonderful, amazing Amazon people who I never thought I would be like. But when you have a void in your life, and you tend to try and fulfill that. So the void for me was strength, and obviously I couldn't breathe, so I felt like a very, very weak person. So my journey kind of began in my early 20s, and I started going to the gym because that's all I could really do. I couldn't run. I tried to do aerobics, but you can imagine what that was like. like every 5 seconds. But you know, I still tried in life. I still really tried things all the time. I looked after my eating, nutrition. I trained, but I always used medication every day to try and breathe. So that is 40. So for 41 years, I've just told you my age now, everybody. For 41 years, I've used medication and haven't been able to get a real breath in my life.
Wow, that's a big challenge. I suffered with that condition when I was a young child and was hospitalized a lot with it until I was 5, and it's not a fun thing to live with, that's for sure. It's not being able to breathe is really not enjoyable in any way.
And I think, Nicole, what tends to happen in your life is you're always looking to feel well. And what I realized, probably one of the things I really realized this week, was everybody just accepts their illnesses. A lot of people are just accepting their illnesses, and I refused to accept it. I knew that there would be something that would be able to help me, but I'd never been able to find it. I've used every vitamin, mineral. I looked for all the holistic health, aspects of things, organic foods, organic supplements. Being a bodybuilder, we tend to eat a lot of food when we're lifting heavy shit. So, there's a lot of food that goes in there. So it tends to be good food, but there's just there was nothing that could ease that discomfort for me until recently.
Yeah, and you tried a lot of different therapies and things as well, right? As well as the helping.
I really look after them. I mean, I've had, massages every week. I've had chiropractic every week, which is amazing. So anyone with breathing difficulties, chiropractic makes a huge difference, but I still couldn't quite nail that inflammation. So anyone that has trouble breathing would understand. You feel like you're suffocating every day, and it's just a really uncomfortable place to be. And there's side effects to that as well. So what tends to happen is what people might call depressed, what people might, you get this really heavy sensation. I wouldn't say that I had any type of that, I'm just going to use that word. I know we don't use that word, but it's just to make people understand. But you get this heaviness about you, and all you really want is to get that heavy weight off your shoulders. So, when you're not well, you get lots of chest infections. It's a really heavy weight in many aspects of things, mentally, physically, emotionally. So, it's a pretty tough ride, and people are pretty silent. People with breathing difficulties, they're pretty silent about their issues.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know it is. It's you shared with me something which I think would be great for people to hear. Is that when you would have a shower, because of the chemicals that are in the water, would be a challenge for you, right? Until recently.
Well, I got really, really sick last year, and I just couldn't get out of it. So I really felt like, why am I using these products? Because I was dying. It's pretty much straightforward. I was dying. My body was degenerating. I couldn't regenerate it. I couldn't find anything that would regenerate it. And I felt like I was dying. It was that time in my life where I was giving up. I wasn't going to be an athlete anymore. I was, I really didn't have any desire, inspiration, or motivation to move forward in life. I really was in a pretty, I say dark place. I'm always happy, but inside there was that, disgruntled, deflated, sad person. So, even things like going in the shower in the morning. So I'd wake up in the morning, and I never slept very well. I'd always wake up 2 or 3 times in a night, have to take some medication. But I would get in the shower in the morning, think, I'm going to just wake myself up, and off I go. But as soon as I would get out the shower, I'd be puffing on the drugs again, because the chlorine, the chlorine and the chemicals in the water would aggravate that inflammation in the chest. So it was, just this ongoing saga constantly of little things. And anyone that has any type of breathing difficulties will understand what I mean. There's all different things that trigger it. Foods trigger it. water, lack of water, dust, things in the air, all sorts of weird and wonderful things. So, exercise can trigger it for some people.
Yeah, absolutely. So, even like the simple pleasure of like taking a shower, which most of us enjoy to get up and have our morning shower or evening shower, would actually cause you to like an increase in your immediate kind of health challenge.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And I just noticed it last year that it got worse and worse. It just wasn't pleasant. And, I guess I put out to the universe. I talk to the universe every day, and I put out to the universe that I need something. Can you just give me something that's going to change my life? I still had that belief in there that, one day there'd be something that would help. Like I just had that belief in there. So that's how the molecules got in my hands.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So why did you start using redox products? Like you tried a lot of things, different therapies, different supplements. So why did you say, yep, I'm going to give these a go?
Well, I was very aware that I'd asked for something to be delivered, and I wasn't quite sure in what form it was coming. I really didn't know, but I got in touch with a friend I hadn't spoken to for a couple of years, and she's a crazy out there healer woman who's just loud and boisterous. And she mentioned these molecules that she was using, but she wasn't going to tell me anything about it. And I said, no, what are you talking about, the molecules? And it just pricked up my ears, and I was just curious. I'm always curious about great quality products. So I love to search the world for, awesome products to heal and rejuvenate the body. And so it just caught my attention, and I said, could you send me some information? And she goes, I'll put you on to Nicole. Nicole will tell you all about it. And so that's when we had the first call. And, I'm one of those people that I have to know everything about it. It's like I need to know the company. I need to know where it's come from, where it's made. I want to know what's the ingredients. How do they make it? Has it got any toxins in it? What's this all about? So as you probably remember, I had a lot of questions.
Yeah. And it took you a while from when you first found out about it to try the products, right? Like it was a couple of months, I think.
I think it was about 4 weeks. So I think it was mid-December. And then I wanted to do some research, and I was looking for the person that actually created the molecules. So that was Dr. Samuelson. So I did as much research on him as I could, and I really loved him. Like I thought, what a great man you are. And so I'm a big supporter of greatness in life. And I thought, well, I am definitely going to do this. I'm definitely going to try it. There was a lot of other things going on in my life at the time, and it was, on the list to do. So it was the second week of January this year that I ordered the products, and I ordered a big pack of gel. I think there's like 16 tubes or something. So originally, I had only ordered the gel, and then the water was coming, from America. And so I got the gel. I think it was the last week of January I started using the gel, and I actually put it, just the innate thing that I did was just put it all over my neck and my chest and my face and my feet. They were the main places that I put it. And I really didn't pay much attention. I'm one of those people that will definitely try things, monitor it, take notes and see what happens. I also had a group of people do it with me because I don't like doing things on my own, and I love to see, I've got some clients and some friends that did that with me, and I wanted to see what results, if any, because I'm skeptical, if any, would happen to them also. So we all had different issues, and everybody started at the same time. So the first thing I noticed was I slept really well. Like I had an amazing sleep, which is unheard of for me. The next thing I noticed was my breathing was different. So it took me a few days, and I definitely had a detox effect. I was definitely on a little bit of a roller coaster with a little bit of a detox. I got a bit tired. There was some things going on in my body. I could really feel it, and I really want to be really candid with people on this call, because I want them to know that everybody's different, and if you really get in tune with your body, there's some amazing things that actually happen. So, my heart was having a few little palpitations, and I thought, it's just a gel. Like, what the hell is in this gel?
I remember you called me and you're like, can this happen to someone? And you didn't tell me it was you, it was happening to you. You were like, can this happen to someone when they use this?
Oh my God. Like, my heart was racing, but only for a very short period of time. And it was like there was a party going on through my system. So it's like my blood was having a party. That's what, if I could, talk in layman's terms, it was just like I got this rush through my body. Like, my blood was all of a sudden running wild through my body. Like, it just, got free run. And so there were some really interesting things that occurred. And with the breathing, I wasn't really paying much attention at first because I wasn't expecting miracles. But what I did notice was I wasn't quite sure whether I was having some breathing difficulties or I just had all this air going in, because it was like I didn't know what to do with my breath. Like, it was really exciting and weird at the same time. So I had all this air going in, and if, there's anyone on the call that understands what it's like to not be able to breathe, you can get the air in, but you can't get it out. And so you feel like you're suffocating constantly. But this time I could get it all in and I could get it all out. So there was this magical thing that was happening, and I was kind of beside myself, but not really. I didn't know, did I need to take my medication? Did I not? It was a really unusual situation to be in. And then I kind of just sat down, calmed myself down, and just felt through it. And I thought, wow, this is really interesting. And then I said to a few of my friends, I've got all this air. Look at this. It's like I'm showing off. I'm going like some superhero that gets all this air in. And I could just get all this air in, I could get it all out. So I didn't want to get too excited too quickly. However, that was probably the first week of February, and I haven't used medication since.
That's amazing. And that was just the gel, but you hadn't got the liquid.
I did get the water. I got the water a couple of weeks later. Mm-hmm. So I started that as well. But the gel on its own initially allowed me to not take any medication. So I still, to this day, it's been over 10 weeks now, I have not used any medication. I still carry it around because I think surely, I'll just be on the safe side, but surely. But I just haven't used it. And I've been, for the first time in probably a year and a half, I've actually wanted to go in the gym and train. I've had a 25-year career in the gym, and I'd just given up. I'd had enough. My body was broken. My knees hurt. My feet hurt. I couldn't stand on my toes. I had joints all the time, like a whole heap of stuff. And I didn't target those parts. I put just on my feet and just on my chest and my face and neck is the place that I targeted first. But even today, yesterday and today I'm in the gym and my knees aren't sore. So there's all of these extra things that have been occurring that I've noticed as time has gone on. It's a really short period of time. Like, it's not even 3 months yet. And I've got a whole new life. And I might get a little emotional because I haven't really had time to think about it because I've taken on so much, because I've felt so good. But I really, I feel like a new person. This is probably the first time I've actually had a chance to think about it and, really be grateful. Sorry. But I really am super grateful. I'm so grateful that these molecules got in my hand. I'm so grateful that I can breathe each day without even thinking twice about it, that I can go in the gym and train without worrying whether I've got my medication with me. It's just life-changing. It's really life-changing. I said I wasn't going to get teary, but here I am.
Of course.
So it's a real game changer. So not only are we looking at the breathing difficulties and joints are different, my headspace is different. It's like I've got, the cloud is lifted. I feel like my entrepreneurial self is back. Like I've got this whole new life with, some phenomenal people surrounding me and supporting me. And it's just beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, amazing. It's amazing to see people like, the possibilities that open up for people when they don't have a health challenge, that's affecting their everyday life. It's, it really is exhausting and draining for people to have a chronic health challenge that they just can't live their life to their fullest because of that. So yeah, thank you for sharing so openly about what happens. Can you so you had like some phenomenal results just with the gel, and I always tell people don't discount the gel. Like the gel is
count the gel. Like the gel, yeah. I think what I could say about the gel is if you put it on your vascular areas. So the first place is you've got these big veins down your neck. So I put it down my neck. You can feel it travel through your body. Like you can actually feel it. So if you get in tune with your body, you can feel it moving through your body. So it is just the gel on its own is amazing. I mean, I absolutely rate the water, magnificently. I've actually put the water in a little spray bottle, and I know we can't have metal springs, but it doesn't touch the metal. So this is now the way I like to. Yeah. Molecules everywhere. Yeah. But the gel is amazing. So I've had really extremely bad feet over the years, and lifting super heavy weights and pulling trucks and squatting cars and all the crazy stuff that I've done is my arches have collapsed in. So I've got a lot of pain. I had a lot of pain through the feet, and it's the first time in probably 5 years that I can actually stand on my tippy toes and do a calf raise without any pain. So there's lots of little things that pop up that you probably don't really notice. I did have, one of the things is I felt like my body had a really big detox, and I feel like it is still detoxing. So anyone that's just started on the molecules, go through that detox period. I had little spots come up on my arms, like little itchy spots. I did get tired for, on and off for a week. My body actually, I'm someone who sits up till 2 and 3 in the morning and works, but my body would shut me down at 12 o'clock for the first time in my life. And I'd sleep right through for 7-8 hours, which is unheard of for me. So there's heaps of different things that happen. So I would suggest the best thing to do is monitor, write notes on what's happening at the very beginning, all the little niggles and pains and discomforts that you have in your body, and then use the molecules and rate that and monitor it every couple of days or every week, whatever serves you best. But it's been a very short period of time, and it's been quite miraculous because you never think, because when you've got serious breathing issues, there's a lot of stuff out there in the media that tells you, there is no cure, you can't fix that, you've got to be on medication for the rest of your life. And I wouldn't say that this is a cure to anything, but it's certainly a replacement. And it has certainly taken the inflammation out of my body in certain areas, and just had a lot, life-changing effects. And even the people around me that are using it and they have different issues, even for them, I've just seen, super great results, pretty magnificent, in other arenas as well. So it's pretty exciting. And I think, honestly, Nicole, people don't know what they've got yet. No one knows what they've got. This product is like a miracle product. And I know it's quite new to Australia. I know it's been around for 7 years, but it is quite new to Australia, and I don't think anyone realises what this really is just yet.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So when so you had all these phenomenal results with the gel, and we, Justin and I are massive fans of the gel. We're always use the gel, because people don't really get what a topical product can do for them. But what did you notice, because you were using the gel for a couple of weeks before your liquid arrived? What did you notice when then you added the internal redox in as well?
So one of the first things that I noticed with adding the water in is being on medication for a long time, you get lots of internal organ issues. So liver, kidney, bowel, and I've had that for years and years. So one of the first things I noticed was my bowel movements were normal. Like they were just normal, what I would expect normal to be for every other human on the planet. So that was the first thing I noticed. So going through the internal organs definitely made a difference in the digestion area. For the first time in a long time, I have no sugar cravings. So when your body's imbalanced, you have a lot of issues going on with your eating. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that can relate to me when I talk about this, that you want to shovel things in that you wouldn't really want to eat and is not good for your body, but you can't find another way to soothe yourself. So the sugar cravings went straight away for me. And I actually, when I even put a bit of sugar or sugary things in, it was way too sweet. So definitely the buds have changed. The digestion has changed, less bloating. I've lost 5 kilos, which I haven't really tried to do just yet. I'm back in the gym. My joints are really good. I had a little bit of, I may have had a couple of viruses through my system, and I feel like that they're still coming out of my body. And I'm really happy to, talk to people about any types of viruses that they've got. I think that takes a little bit longer to work, and I feel like it's still working in my system. But now, like I felt like it came out through my skin, or little spots came out. So I feel like there's things that are happening inside that we don't even know about. And the rejuvenation process, there's no way you're going to get these molecules out of my hands or out of my body. I'm not stopping doing it, because I looked at some of the amazing testimonials online. I did a bit of research outside of our redox page just to see what was going on in the world. And there was some really phenomenal, testimonials, and it made me look into it a little bit further. It made me do a little bit more research on what the molecules actually are, what they do. So I think there's things that are happening in my body that I don't even know about right now. I did have liver and kidney issues for quite some time, and definitely gut problems with all the steroidal medication. So anyone that uses a preventer or a puffer of any sort, they're all steroidal based, and they play havoc with your insides. So I feel like that's starting to shift a little bit, and there's definitely things happening in the gut arena. So I just feel more vibrant. My eyes are clearer. I can see better. My brain functions, like I can think clearly. I can do more. It's magical. Like I'm on a high all the time, and that's just normal now.
It's amazing. And so can you share with people how much you are using, Sharon? Like how much product you use? Because that's a question.
Much as I can get in, no. So what I did, I have done a couple of experiments. I am experimental, so have no fear in life in that aspect of things. I did start off with the 60 ml twice a day, and I did that for one day, and then I went, I'm taking heaps more of this. So I took 100 mils twice a day, and now I take around about 100 mils 3 to 4 times a day of the water. I do one in the morning as soon as I get up. I do one during the day, one before training, and one at night time. So I find it definitely helps before I go to the gym. And I do put the gel on. So I do the gel 2 or 3 times, usually just 2 times a day. So the gel in the morning, I definitely put all over my chest in the morning. And I usually have a tube of gel in my bag, and I share that with everybody at the gym. They have to have the molecules too. What are you doing? What's that? So I put that on my chest before I train, chest and neck, and off I go. And that's all I really need to do. So I am going to test some new areas out. I'm going to work around my knees and see if I can get my legs working properly again. One thing that I did notice, probably the 3rd week in, when for the first time I injured my left leg when I did the World's Strongest Woman competition. And it's always felt like it's had a blockage in my left quad. And for the first time when did I do the World's Strongest Woman? 2001. so however long ago that is, for the first time, I felt like I had a pump in that leg. So if anyone that goes to the gym knows what a pump is, where your muscle blows up and you get all the blood flow in to the muscle belly. And for the first time, I could feel that run through that leg, which was amazing as well. So definitely increases the blood flow, absolutely 100%. And I could guarantee that in many different ways for people. Like, it definitely increases your blood flow.
Yeah.
So I've had some, now I'm talking about it, you know, and so thank you so much for having me on, because you don't really realize, you just take things for granted sometimes. And I just feel like I have had lots of magnificent changes, and you could probably ask some of the people that are around me also if they've seen changes, because I'm pretty sure they'll say I'm maybe a bit of a nicer person than I used to be.
That's awesome. So you've shared with us a lot of things that have changed in your life and that you feel really different in just a few short months, really, since introducing these. So what, you know, now that your health is completely transformed, what possibilities has this opened up for you? Because, you know, coming out the other side of a chronic health challenge, for me and a lot of people that I've spoken to, it opens up a whole new possibility of like different things that you can do in your life that you just wouldn't even have thought about before, right? Because you didn't have the energy, or your health just wasn't up to it. So yeah, what sort of possibilities do you see for your future now that you have your health and also, like, you are actively working with the ASEA opportunity to spread the molecules as well? So lots of possibilities.
I think it's definitely my obligation to do so. And, you know, if we hide this from the world, we're really being quite cruel. So I've definitely taken this on as a business, or one of my businesses. And I feel really privileged that I can get this out to as many people as possible. I know it's just a game changer. In so many ways, it's a game changer. So my life has changed dramatically in a couple of months. I'm a pretty, you know, powerful human at the best of times, but I'd really lost my power. I felt like I couldn't activate my superpowers anymore. And I felt old and decrepit. And I feel like I'm 28 again. I feel like I could probably even do another show. You know, I'm 47 years old, and I'm thinking about getting ready for a bodybuilding show. I think, why are you doing that? Like, just all these amazing things that last year I had given up on. I had given up on certain business ventures. I had given up on, you know, my sport that I love so much, that I've been committed to for so many years, that, you know, it was a game changer. Bodybuilding was a life-changing experience for me, and I had given up on that. So at the moment, all these amazing, magnificent people are coming into my life in so many arenas, and it's been fantastic. And opportunities have just been, you know, when you're open, when you're just vibrant and you're open and things come to you, it's just like everything's coming at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and it's just beautiful. And everybody around me that's on the molecules are changing. So we're kind of all growing together, which is even more precious. You know, it's been really great. I don't even know how to actually, I'm lost for words, which is the first time ever. But it's just been, it's just been magnificent. So there's so many different things. So we've got opportunities in this business. I've got mentor opportunities. I've got coaching opportunities. Again, I didn't feel before like I was worthy to coach people like I used to, because I wasn't being the person I needed to be for those people. I needed to fill my own cup first, and I just couldn't. So I'm able to help a lot more people again. I'm able to help myself. I just feel like I'm going to make a massive difference in this world in, you know, more ways than one, but I just feel powerful again. And I want everyone else to feel that. So one of the things that the molecules love, just tip for the day, is the molecules love exercise. Mm-hmm. So if you're using the molecules, you must move with them. If you move, they run around your body like they're having a party, and they start healing in all different areas. So every time, if you're sedentary and you take the molecules, that's okay, but you'll get the best benefit out of them moving. So whether you're walking, whether you're just, riding a bike, or whether you're going to the gym or doing a sport or something, I would definitely guarantee that you'll get much more benefit out of them when you're moving.
Movement is always good.
Well, unless it's a chronic thing and you have to have some rest at the beginning.
Yeah, so. That's right. Sometimes people, do need to have some rest if they've got a very, serious condition that they can go through a bit of a process, a bit of a healing process with the molecules. So thank you so much for sharing your amazing story. Even though we talk a lot, I haven't heard your story in such depth about your product experience before. I've heard like little bits of it. So it was great to hear the expanded version tonight. So thank you so much for sharing. There's lots of comments there for you. So I
feel like a strong woman again. Like I feel like a powerhouse again, so look out. So even to the point where I thought, this week I thought, what can I do to give back? Let's put on something, for the people that are using the product to transform their lives and transform their bodies. And, so I've got something in the pipeworks that I'll throw around with you this week. Yeah. But, just constant ideas and refreshing information all the time. Like it's just been beautiful. I've got these amazing mentors that are coming into my life that are here to support, and it's just been fantastic. So persevere. So if you are having health challenges, my suggestion would be to persevere through the tough times, because it can be really difficult. And I'm a bit of I'm okay with pain, I'm okay with discomfort, but I wouldn't stop using these molecules. I would do it for at least a year. I want to see what happens, like I'm committed for the year and I probably won't stop after that. So one of those things you just add to your life. So like a good vitamin supplement. One of the things I probably noticed is I've always taken a lot of vitamins, and I know I'm taking up your time now, Nicole, but I've always taken a lot of vitamins and supplements. But once I took the molecules, the actual vitamins and supplements absorbed into my system. So I don't know if anybody knows when you usually take a vitamin, a B, like a multivitamin, and it comes out in your urine bright yellow. Yeah. For a lot of people. Well, the first time I used the ASEA and the vitamins together, the ASEA water, my urine wasn't yellow at all. So my scope on that is that I had absorbed the nutrients for the first time in my life. So maybe I've been wasting hundreds and thousands of dollars on supplements for the last 10 years. I don't know. But I feel like the uptake in the system is very different. My training is very different. My breathing is very different. I feel like a real human being for the first time in a very, very long time. Yeah, it's amazing. It's good to have you here with us in your, with all your strong woman strengths that you bring to the group. It's incredible. Well, I was going to put my superhero outfit on, but I wasn't sure the world was ready for that tonight. Next time, maybe we'll have to get you back and superhero outfit. I have a superhero outfit too that I had for a costume party. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sharon, for being with us. We really appreciate your time and coming to share your incredible story with us. You've got lots of people saying, thank you for sharing. You're proof that the molecules are amazing. You're just beautiful, Sharon. Thank you. Inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing your story. We appreciate you doing this for all of us. Fabulous. Thank you so much. So happy. Amazing results. Lots of comments and appreciation for you there, Sharon. So let's all give Sharon a round of applause for sharing her story before we finish. So if you know someone that needs to hear this story, then we will be posting this into our team Facebook groups. Tomorrow it will get posted in there by Fen Marie. She is my assistant, so she will post the recording and you can share that with people that you know and care about that need to hear this. And we'll be back next week at 8 p.m. next week with a new inspiring redox story from someone about their experience with redox. So thank you so much, and go out there and spread the amazing blessings of these molecules far and wide with the
as many people as you can, because they really can have a massive impact and change people's lives, like absolutely transform their lives. And for some people, that is a very short amount of time. For me, it was 3 weeks, chronic health challenge, 3 weeks. So yeah, it can be short. Some people it can take longer, but it's a massive transformation.